Welcome back to my channel, where we explore the ancient wisdom that can transform your modern life. Today, we're diving deep into something that might make you uncomfortable, but it's exactly what you need to hear. You're living someone else's life, and you don't even know it. Every morning, you wake up and immediately reach for your phone. You check what everyone else is doing, thinking, saying. You scroll through feeds that tell you how to feel, what to buy, who to be. By the time you're fully awake, your mind is already occupied by 1,000 voices that aren't your own. But here's the truth that ancient Stoics understood. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. And right now, your thoughts aren't even yours. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a successful architect named Sarah. She's 35, has a great job, earns well, and everyone thinks she's got it all figured out. But Sarah has a secret. She hasn't made a single decision for herself in years. She wakes up and checks her phone because that's what everyone does. She goes to work and says yes to every extra project because that's what good employees do. She spends her evenings helping friends with their problems because that's what good people do. She falls asleep exhausted, wondering why she feels so empty despite being so busy. Sarah is living in a prison she built herself, and the bars, they're made of other people's expectations. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus was once an actual slave, but he understood something that free people like Sarah don't. True freedom comes from within. He said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." But we give that permission away every single day. We let social media algorithms decide what we see. We let news outlets determine our mood. We let other people's opinions shape our self-worth. We've become slaves to a system that profits from our distraction. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Think about it. Every company, every app, every platform is fighting for your attention because that's where your power lies. When you control your attention, you control your life. When others control your attention, they control your life. The ancient Stoics practiced something called prosoche, continuous attention to the present moment. They understood that wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, spent time every morning directing his attention to what mattered most: his character, his responsibilities, his growth. But what do? We wake up and immediately scatter our attention in 1,000 directions. We check messages that aren't urgent, read news that doesn't affect us, and consume content that doesn't improve us. Then we wonder why we feel scattered, anxious, and unfocused. Here's a simple experiment. Tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone for the first hour. Don't check messages, don't read news, don't scroll social media. Instead, sit quietly and ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? Notice how different you feel when you start the day with intention instead of distraction. Social media has turned life into a constant comparison game. You see someone's highlight reel and compare it to your behind the scenes. You see someone's vacation photos while you're at work. You see someone's success announcement while you're struggling with your own challenges. The Stoics had a different approach. They focused on what they called the discipline of desire. Wanting what you have instead of having what you want. Seneca, one of the richest men in Rome, regularly practiced voluntary poverty to remind himself that happiness doesn't come from external things. But we've forgotten this wisdom. We chase status symbols we can't afford to impress people we don't even like. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have. We've confused having more with being more. When was the last time you were truly alone with your thoughts? Not just physically alone, but mentally alone. No phone, no music, no podcasts, no distractions. Just you and your mind. Most people can't handle this. There's a famous study where people chose to give themselves electric shocks rather than sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. We've become so afraid of our own minds that we'd rather experience pain than face ourselves. But solitude is where growth happens. It's where clarity emerges. It's where you discover who you really are beneath all the noise and expectations. Tesla's greatest inventions came from his long periods of solitude. Darwin's most profound insights emerged during his quiet walks. Einstein's breakthroughs happened in moments of peaceful reflection. Solitude isn't punishment, it's privilege. It's where you meet your authentic self, free from the influence of others. Opinions and expectations. The Stoics understood that philosophy without action is just pretty words. They practiced what they called the discipline of action. Doing what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. This is where most people fail. They know what they should do, but they don't do it. They wait for motivation, for the right moment, for perfect conditions. But motivation is unreliable. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who just talk about them. Here's what the Stoics knew. You don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to start. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start moving, momentum builds. When you build momentum, results follow. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something important. Every yes to someone else's priority is a no to your own. The Stoics understood that saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. But we've been conditioned to be people pleasers. We say yes to requests we don't want to fulfill. We attend events we don't want to attend. We engage in conversations that drain our energy. We've forgotten that our time and energy are finite resources. Learning to say no is learning to say yes to yourself. It's recognizing that your time has value, your energy has limits, and your goals have priority. When you say no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. The Stoics practiced what we now call mindfulness, but they called it attention to the present moment. They understood that the past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only moment you can control is this one. But we live everywhere except the present. We ruminate about the past or worry about the future. We're physically here, but mentally somewhere else. We're with friends, but thinking about work. We're at work, but thinking about problems at home. This divided attention creates anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction. When you're fully present, you're fully alive. When you're fully alive, you're fully yourself. The best investment you can make isn't in stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency. It's in yourself, your knowledge, your skills, your character, your health. These are assets that can never be taken away from you. But most people invest more time researching which phone to buy than they do developing themselves. They spend more money on entertainment than education. They spend more energy on other people's problems than their own growth. The Stoics understood that self-improvement isn't selfish, it's essential. When you become better, you can give more. When you're stronger, you can help others become stronger. When you're at peace with yourself, you can bring peace to others. Modern life is obsessed with instant gratification. We want results now, success now, happiness now. But the Stoics understood that meaningful change takes time. They played the long game. Marcus Aurelius didn't become a great leader overnight. Seneca didn't become wise in a day. Epictetus didn't achieve inner freedom instantly. They committed to daily practice, continuous learning, and gradual improvement. This is your reminder that you're not behind. You're not too late. You're not too old, too young, too anything. You're exactly where you need to be to start becoming who you're meant to be. Today is the day you reclaim your life. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Today. Start small, but start now. Choose one area where you'll put yourself first. Maybe it's your morning routine. Maybe it's your evening routine. Maybe it's saying no to one thing that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's saying yes to one thing that does. The Stoics understood that small daily actions compound into massive life changes. A single push-up doesn't make you strong, but doing push-ups every day for a year will transform your body. A single page doesn't make you educated, but reading one page every day for a year will transform your mind. Remember, you don't need anyone's permission to prioritize yourself. You don't need anyone's approval to pursue your goals. You don't need anyone's validation to live your life on your own terms. The life you want is waiting for you. The person you're meant to become is calling your name. The time to answer that call is now. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Make them count. If this resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below, telling me one specific action you're going to take today to prioritize yourself. Remember, sharing your commitment publicly increases your chances of following through. And if you found value in this video, hit that like button to help others discover these life-changing insights. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss content that could transform your life. Your journey to self-mastery starts now.